I've had the Switch for around 3 days now, and I feel like I have enough experience with it now to be able to describe everything that it has to offer. Ever since 2015, we have been hearing rumors about the NX. We wondered what it was going to be since it seemed a little too soon for a new console because the Wii U was only 3 to 4 years old at the time. I mean, how could they release a new console when the Wii U had clearly not reached its utmost potential? Well, too bad, because the NX did turn out to be a new console, and on October of 2016, we got a confirmation on the NX being the successor to the Wii U. Officially titled the Nintendo Switch, we got a cool trailer showing all of its features in a sleek and fashionable style, you know, all modern and shit. Just look at it, it's so cool, so portable and great with all its tiny detachable pieces. I mean, I only wanted 12 of them. Then we got a bit of a dry period between the announcement in January where we got that 1 hour presentation on all the games the Switch will have in launch, and around a year afterwards. I actually did a reaction video on it when it was live, so go ahead and watch that if you're interested. Please watch it. I need the views. Like, favorite, subscribe. It was during this presentation when I realized one of the biggest problems the Switch has and will have for the next couple of months. The Switch has no games. I'll get into that a little bit later in the video, but first I want to discuss the console itself and all its tiny detachable pieces. The Switch only recently released last Friday, March 3rd, a move I was never really a fan of because it seemed to me a horrible idea to release a console not only at the beginning of the year, also only 5 months after its announcement. I'm also not entirely sure how well it's selling, since I've been seeing so many different articles talking about how good the launch was or how bad it was. I'm not entirely sure. In general, I am not here to discuss that, but I am interested and do feel depending on how many people have one, it really changes how people will share experiences with the Switch. Anyhow, moving on to some more important stuff. The Switch is coming in at a steep $300 per unit, which is a fair price, but it's also the same price as a PS4 at the moment. And though I think the price point is not bad, I also think if it was cheaper, it would be way easier to get people, especially kids, or kids' parents rather, to choose between a PS4 and a Nintendo Switch. The console itself is sleek. It feels nice. The transition between the docking station and the portable mode is so simple and so intuitive. It feels great. I love how small the whole station is in comparison to everything else in the market. It really adds to the entire portable aspect of it. Though I don't really go out that much to places where I have time to play games, but I still like that I have the option to. The touchscreen is a really crisp and nice looking 720p. It looks very nice, and the easily accessible audio jack just screams of good times when you're sitting in the back of someone's car or waiting in the DMV or whatever other scenario applies to your life. It just feels really good in your hands. The Joy-Cons feel good when separate from the console. All those years playing with a Wiimote and nunchuck really has gotten me used to playing in this exact same position. The Joy-Con also feels great when it's connected to the screen, but my preferred method of playing is definitely using the Joy-Con grip. It feels just like a regular controller, and I've gotten to like it quite a bit after the 20 hours of Breath of the Wild I've put in. I'm not entirely sure about the usage of individual Joy-Cons as controllers. I don't have any games that use this functionality at the moment, but just testing it out, it feels fine. However, I can see your hands getting a little cramped after playing like this for too long. The strap add-on helps make the Joy-Cons feel like a fuller controller, and they slide in really easily. However, when it comes to sliding out, I feel like I'm seriously going to break them. Like, really though, are these supposed to feel like this? Because whenever I pop these out, they make this horrendous, like... Wait. What way do I do this? This way? Like, that doesn't sound right at all. It sounds like I'm breaking them every time I do it. Like, they go in just fine, but when I try to pop them out, it makes that horrendous noise, and I feel like I'm gonna pop something one of these days. I don't know, hopefully I never have to use this too often. Speaking of things that feel like they're going to break, the stuff that holds the screen up feels incredibly flimsy, especially when I'm trying to take out the Joy-Cons like that dude did in the announcement video. Also, Joy-Cons are a really stupid name. I feel like the amount of ways you can play this is really cool. However, I also feel like I'm going to lose half of this stuff, and I'm a grown-ass adult, so imagine how children will take care of all these small parts. I've met many people who have lost their styluses on their Nintendo DS, so imagine all this stuff. The battery life is around 2 to 6 hours. 2 hours is not great, but it isn't horrendous, since we live in an age where 3 to 4 hours seem to be the standard battery life for most things. 6 hours is actually pretty good though. Like I said, almost everything feels good except for the minor things I mentioned. I don't have anything really that uses the motion control capability of the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, though I feel like Nintendo really should have moved past that at this point. I am completely fine with them putting it in this console, because that opened up the ability for them to use them in games that could happen later on. I know 1-2-Switch uses it, but I wouldn't say that's really the utmost of gaming right there. But I feel like if they didn't keep that motion control functionality, the Switch could have sold for at least a little bit less, which I feel would have been really good for it. Think about all the things that Nintendo has made over the years that they have not used. Just look at the entire Wii U. No one ever used the gamepad, and I'm not even talking about all the other accessories that Nintendo has made over the years. But in the end, the only thing I can really talk about is what this video is supposed to be about. Is the Switch worth it? Well, I think it really depends on one major factor. Did you have a Wii U or did you not? No matter how great the console feels and acts and how good the actual product is, in the end of the day, games are what matters in a video game console. See, there are literally only 3 real Switch games out at the moment. 1-2-Switch, which even if I don't own, I know it's a fun game. Hell, it might even be a great game. But the biggest problem is that it's only a party game. It's a game you'll be bringing to friend gatherings for at most a month, and then you'll probably never play it again. It's the equivalent of Wii Play for the original Wii, but that at least came with a controller, and you're not getting anything close to that with 1-2-Switch. It's also a $50 game, so I don't think you should be wasting that money either. Another one of its games is Super Bomberman R, which is a Bomberman game. Like, what else am I supposed to say? They're kinda all the same. So you're left with only one, Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is undoubtedly amazing. I am having so much fun with it, like I've seriously not been able to stop playing it until now. And I'll be making a video on Zelda soon enough. And a month from now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe comes out. And I know that's going to be great, since Mario Kart 8 was great. So is it worth to get the Switch? Yes. Yes it is. Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 are both amazing. They are great, fulfilling, and especially long experiences that I feel are deserving of buying this console, as long as you know they are your kind of game. The problem here being that owners of the Wii U literally have no reason to buy the Switch. Like seriously, what's the point? The only 2 games that are worth it are literally already on the Wii U. I kinda feel like this is the final fuck you to those who bought the Wii U. The 2 games that are remotely worth buying in the first 2 months of the Switch library are already on the Wii U. Why would a Wii U owner want a Nintendo Switch? For 1-2-Switch? Clearly the best game. ARMS? Maybe, but that doesn't even come out until a couple months. Classic ARMS. Also, the Switch doesn't come with a game, so it doesn't even have that going for it. If you're a person who doesn't have any current gen consoles, maybe if you're a child still living under his parents, or someone who just isn't that into gaming, I feel like there's really no reason for you to choose the Switch. The Nintendo loyalist like myself, I already got one, or will during the next month or so. I want the Switch to succeed, because I want Nintendo to succeed. And though I feel like it isn't looking good for them, I am still hopeful that the Nintendo Switch is exactly what us Nintendo fans have been waiting for so many years now. So in the end of the day, should you get a Nintendo Switch? Yeah, I think you should. If you're interested in Zelda or Mario Kart, get the Nintendo Switch. Don't skip out on the Wii U, you never had one of those? Who needs it? But for those who own the Wii U, I don't see why you should go out and buy the Nintendo Switch. Thank you for watching this video everybody, and if you want to watch some more of my stuff, click here on the left to go watch my Let's Play channel. I'm currently doing a Final Fantasy 1 Let's Play, and click here on the right to do my Nintendo Switch presentation reaction. I've been CL, have a good day.